Oh, good day, fellow YouTubers, Tubber Nazis, Tubber Tub Tubs. Today I bring you a pro tip, and I should grab my thing for this. But today is a nice pro tip if you have ever wondered about making your own brake lines. I would recommend the cheaper consolation prize. Now keep in mind that this tool, this is the Ktool brake line 2L with dies and assorted accessories. This does not make gas line. But I will show you this really cool trick and tip of making a wood wrench to be able to use this in and or on your vehicle, so you do not have to remove your brake lines to fix them necessarily. With just a simple few tools, you too can do this. So if you're like me, you've got some leftover scrap OBS. This is roughly 1/2 inch OBS, crap wood, it's cheap. A whole sheet's like $15 for a 4x8 sheet. So if you already have a sawhorse and some basic woodworking tools, aka either a cutoff saw, something with a wood drill bit, you too can make one of these. So the basic gist of it is you've got your Ktool crimping, compression, crimp flare device here, and we have our piece of OBS. The OBS is roughly 1.5 feet long. Basically, it's cut and mounted in such a way that the full length of the lever comes out to roughly where the end of the wood is. So when you're grappling with both devices, you can actually apply that much torque. So this is over-engineered probably, but I don't care. Just got my brake lines done. Doesn't matter. So what we are going to do is we will lift up our Ktool and show you what happened here. So pretty much what we did is we left 2 inches out around our square hole, which if you ever wondered about how these work, you're supposed to clamp these in a vise. They work great that way, but I have nowhere to mount a vise under the hood of my truck. So this is our compromise. The bottom mount of the Ktool is a 1.5 inch square on each side, so it's 1.5 inch by 1.5 inch. If you are to cut out a square hole, as such, you too can flare your brake lines without removing the line from the car after you've bent and or already mounted and got the other end good. So, what this means is that essentially you have made a giant wrench, an 1.5 inch wrench, with an additional, this is roughly 1 foot long, so this is overall roughly 1.5 feet long to 1.75 feet, roughly. If I go get my measuring tape, we can do that. But I tried other various things as far as clamping with my cheater C-clamp. Did not work so good. Couldn't maintain compression with the wood, and it's not torquing on the right axis, so the clamp wants to come off and the wood wants to work its way out. So the level of ingenuity was, let's make a giant wood wrench that we can stick over our square fitting where you're supposed to clamp it. And we ended up with this. Worked fantastic. Overall fabricable time, roughly 10 minutes by the time I took measurements, drilled holes, got out the sawhorse, and all of the crap to do it. It's very cheap overall cost as far as supplies. We wasted $1 on wood. And now you have a 1.5 inch wrench if you ever need a square drive 1.5 inch wrench. Yay. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's my pro tip, is you don't want to figure out how to put a vise up by your car and you got the cheaper of the really badass tools. This is your $2 make it into an awesome tool. Which I was also looking at how to modify this if I wanted to put a hydraulic or pneumatic type of piston on here to make this not need to use the lever action, and it is very well possible. this bolts together on the end and it goes onto the main rod that this mounts to, so you could actually either make it into a rotary clamp, which takes more time, that's why they didn't use it, but you could either make it a rotary screw clamp, like its own inbuilt vise, or we could figure out a way to fabricable a pneumatic or hydraulic cylinder to do all the heavy lifting work, which is very well possible. But to give you a rough idea, I don't feel like getting the measuring tape, that's sort of the length that we were working with. So it is roughly that many units, and we are roughly a bulb in on each side if you have the Ktool tool. There are variants of this. There is a little bit of slop in mine because it's not perfect, but it works fantastic, and if you break it, it's cheap and easy to fix. It will take you just longer than it does to do a flare with prep to make the additional tool to make this super useful for doing on-car work, or in my case, on-truck work. Alright, have a good day, YouTube. Hopefully you found this useful. That's the latest innovation of cheap crap. Remember, overbuild it. That's 2 digits worth of wood. But yes, the other thing you need is you need a wood spade bit so you can do a start, and then I used a jigsaw to do the rest of the hole cutting and did a really sloppy job of squaring it off. But hey, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's more than enough to take the torque and the load, because remember, this is ape operated, so you don't have to worry so much about over torquing it, because that's like maybe 40 foot-pounds of torque that end up going into that. So we're not talking about super high loads that we're trying to work with. But keep that in mind. Happy Redneck Engineering Day, because that's what today is, because I made a redneck engineering video. Or, yeah. Good day, YouTube. Good luck to you with all of your projects and all of your dumb crap that you're doing. I know I need dumb luck and crap for all the dumb crap that I do.